Here's something most people in this space won't tell you straight. A lot of preppers are trusting their lives to the wrong gun, and they've got no idea. Because the loudest advice out there rewards whatever looks meanest on camera, instead of what actually works when it counts. We've watched it happen too many times to stay quiet about it. So this isn't another hype list. Every gun here had to answer 3 plain questions before it earned a spot. Can it put food on the table? Can it protect your family? And can you still keep it running when ammo dries up and parts are impossible to find? 7 that pass counted down, and number 1 is going to start an argument. Before we get into it, do yourself a favor and hit that subscribe button because we put out honest gun talk like this every single week, and you don't want to miss the one video that changes how you prep. Alright guys, let's get into it. Number 7. Henry Big Boy X Model 357 Magnum. Let's kick this off with a gun that's going to make a few of you roll your eyes. Number 7, the Henry Big Boy X Model in .357 Magnum. And yeah, I already know what some of you are thinking. A lever gun? The same cowboy contraption your great-grandfather carried? Hang with me for a second, because once you see what this thing actually pulls off, you'll stop laughing. Start with the part that wins me over every time. It runs 2 calibers out of 1 rifle, loaded up with hard-hitting .357 Magnum. When you need to drop a deer or stop a real threat, then switch over to cheap, soft-kicking .38 Special for an afternoon of plinking or putting small game in the pot, and the gun never blinks. Already own a revolver in that same chambering? Now 1 box of ammo quietly feeds both. And trust me, that kind of simple math saves you when the shelves are bare. Then there's the sneaky advantage nobody talks about. In places where owning anything black and semi-automatic gets you side-eye from the law, this rifle just blends in. It looks like something off an old western, so it slips past restrictions that would tie up an AR in red tape. And don't picture some dusty antique either. This modern version packs a 17-inch threaded barrel for a suppressor, a tough synthetic stock, bright fiber optic sights, and rails for an optic. It runs about $860 new, though if you hunt around, a used Marlin 1894 in the same caliber can land closer to $500 or $600. Thread a can on it with subsonic loads and it gets so quiet the bullet smacking the target is louder than the rifle. The downsides? Reloading from empty takes patience, and the tube only wants flat nose rounds. Far from your last line of defense, but a shrewd little pick to open the list. Number 6. Ruger PC Carbine 9mm. Alright, let me hit you with a question. What's the costliest mistake preppers make with ammunition? It's spreading their cash thin across a dozen different calibers, so when the buying panic kicks in, they're left with a little of this and a little of that, and never enough of any single one. Which lands us at number 6, a gun designed to wipe out that exact problem. The Ruger PC Carbine in 9mm. Don't tune out yet, because this one's cleverer than it looks. The genius of it is almost embarrassingly simple. If the pistol on your hip already fires 9mm, this carbine swallows the very same round. And better still, it'll run the very same magazines. Ruger tosses adapters for both their own mags and Glock mags right in the box. And seeing as Glock dominates a huge chunk of the handgun world, those spare mags rattling around your bag suddenly feed 2 guns instead of 1. 1 caliber, 1 magazine, 2 firearms working off the same pile of ammo. When the resupply trucks stop showing up, that's pure gold. Now here's why bolting a stock onto a pistol round changes everything. Press that buttstock into your shoulder, get 3 solid points of contact, and the recoil practically vanishes while your hits tighten right up. Somebody who sprays wild with a handgun will punch clean groups with this. It snaps apart in seconds to fit a backpack. The barrel comes threaded for a suppressor, and the whole rig sits just under $600. Is it reaching out to 1,000 yards? Not a chance. 9mm fades fast past the 100-yard mark, but standing in the gap between your sidearm and your rifle, sharing everything with the gun already on your belt, it quietly pays for itself. Number 5. Howa 1500/Ruger American Gen 2. Picture the worst possible moment. Something's moving at the far edge of your property well past 200 yards, and every gun we've talked about so far is basically useless at that range. A lever gun won't reach it. A 9mm carbine runs out of gas long before that. This is the gap that gets preppers hurt, and it's exactly why number 5 belongs on your shelf. A budget bolt-action rifle in .308 Winchester, either the Howa 1500 or the Ruger American Gen 2. Here's the thing people get backwards. They assume reaching out and hitting hard means dropping a couple grand on some precision rig with a fancy name. It doesn't. Both of these workhorses sit somewhere around $550 to $600, and out of the box they'll print groups tight enough to embarrass rifles costing 3 times as much. Real shooters routinely pull sub-inch accuracy at 100 yards with these things, straight off the rack. And the caliber choice is the quiet genius of it. The .308 is one of the most common, most capable centerfire rounds on the planet. It'll take any animal walking around North America, it'll defend your ground at distance, and crucially, it's a hunting cartridge. Which means when the panic buyers clean out every shelf of tactical ammo, .308 and .30-06 tend to still be sitting there. Common calibers stay findable. That's survival math. The trade-off is honest. A bolt gun cycles slower than anything semi-automatic, so follow-up shots take a beat longer, and that lightweight .308 will thump your shoulder. But none of that matters when the job is one careful shot at a distance nothing else on this list can touch. This is your reach. Don't skip it. Number 4. Springfield Hellcat Pro, 9mm. Here's a truth that stings a little. The best survival gun in the world is worthless if it's sitting at home in the safe when trouble finds you. And let's be real, that giant rifle you're so proud of is not riding along on a grocery run or a gas station stop at midnight. That's the whole reason number 4 matters so much. The Springfield Hellcat Pro, a compact 9mm built to actually stay on your body. Think about how most bad situations really unfold. They don't announce themselves. They ambush you in a parking lot, at the pump, in the doorway of your own home, and the only gun that saves you in that split second is the one you bothered to bring. A pistol you'll carry every single day beats a cannon you leave behind, period. So why this one over the dozens of tiny carry guns out there? Capacity and control mostly. A lot of micro pistols cram in so few rounds and shrink the grip so small that your hand barely hangs on and the thing twists violently when you fire. The Hellcat Pro fixes both, stuffing 15 rounds into the magazine while still vanishing under a t-shirt at just an inch wide. That's full-size firepower and something you can genuinely conceal. It rolls off the line optics ready so you can bolt a red dot straight on without paying a gunsmith to mill the slide. And it lands at a friendly $500 to $600. The honest gripes? The trigger is good, not magical, and Springfield really should toss in more than one magazine. But none of that changes the core point. This is the gun that's there when everything else is locked away at home. Number 3. Ruger 1022. .22 LR. Now we're getting to the guns that genuinely matter. And number 3 is the one most folks underestimate right up until they actually need it. The Ruger 1022, chambered in humble little .22 long rifle. Go ahead and laugh, but stick with me because this might be the smartest gun on the entire list. Let me paint the real picture of survival for you. It is not a Hollywood shootout. It is long, grinding weeks of being cold, exhausted, and burning through calories faster than you can replace them while you haul water and chop wood and try to keep everyone fed. In that world, the gun that quietly keeps meat in the pot does more for your survival than the scariest rifle in the safe. And nothing on earth does that job more efficiently than this one. Here is the part that should make you sit up. A brick of 500 rounds of .22 ammo is about the size of a paperback book and weighs almost nothing. You can stuff 1,000, even 2,000 rounds into your pack without it dragging you into the dirt. Now try that with a bag full of .308 or 12-gauge shells and watch your back give out. That ammo math is the entire ballgame when you are feeding a family for months instead of minutes. The rifle itself has earned its legend since 1964. The recoil is basically non-existent, which makes it the perfect gun to put in the hands of a nervous spouse or a kid learning the ropes. That clever 10-round rotary magazine feeds without a hiccup, and the aftermarket is so massive you could build an entire 1022 from spare parts without ever touching a single factory piece. Best of all, it runs around $250 to $350. The honest catch? It is a .22, so it is no bear stopper and no serious defensive tool, and rimfire ammo coughs up the occasional dud. But as the gun that keeps you eating when the shelves are picked clean, nothing touches it. Number 2, Mossberg 500/590A1 and Remington 870 12-gauge pump. What if I told you a single gun could swap between 3 completely different jobs in the time it takes to thumb in a fresh shell? That right there is why the pump-action 12-gauge sits at number 2, and honestly, a serious prepper setup without one barely deserves the name. We are talking about the Mossberg 500 and its tougher 590A1 cousin, alongside the Remington 870, 3 shotguns that have earned their stripes the hard way. Let me show you what makes this thing borderline magic. The gun never changes, but its mission does, entirely dictated by the shell you slide into it. Feed it birdshot and you are putting ducks and rabbits on the table. Drop in buckshot and a single squeeze launches roughly 9 pellets at once, the close-range equivalent of firing a fistful of pistol rounds in one go. Slip in a heavy slug and suddenly you are stopping big game, or any predator on the continent, out to 75 yards. One gun, 3 radically different tools decided entirely by what is in your hand. No other firearm comes close to that range of jobs. And these are not delicate flowers either. The Mossberg 500 design earned its keep, passing a punishing military torture test of 3,000 straight rounds of full-power buckshot. These guns have ridden through jungles, slept in patrol cars, choked down mud and sand and snow, and just kept chugging. When you rack that slide, the next round chambers, end of story. The price tag is where it gets almost silly. Standard models land in the $350 to $500 range, and police trade-ins surface regularly for around $300. That might be the finest value in the entire gun world. Be straight about the trade-offs though. 12-gauge shells are heavy and bulky, so you are not lugging 500 on your back. The recoil from slugs and buckshot genuinely bites, and a flinch means a miss. And its reach falls well short of any real rifle, but for raw close-range authority and pure do-anything flexibility, almost nothing earns its place faster. Number 1. AR-15 5.56 NATO. And here we are. Number 1. If you have been tracking how I ranked this list, you already saw this coming. And I know a few of you wanted something more romantic in the top spot. A classic lever gun, a rugged bolt rifle, maybe that clever little rimfire. They all earned their place. But the second you strip away the nostalgia and the cool factor and look at cold survival logic, one rifle stands alone, the AR-15. Let me tell you why nothing else comes close. Eugene Stoner dreamed up this platform back in the late 1950s, and in the decades since it has become the most popular rifle in America by a country mile. Here is the part most people miss completely. That popularity is not just trivia, it is the single biggest advantage in a collapse. When the supply chains die and the trucks stop rolling, the AR's standardized parts, magazines, and 5.56 ammunition become the most findable resources in the entire country. Every gun shop, every trade, every other prepared person's stash will have them. Logistics win wars, and logistics keep you alive. But raw availability is only half the story, because this rifle bends to whatever you need. Punch out 2 pins and the entire upper lifts off in seconds. Run a 16-inch 5.56 setup for general work in the morning, then drop on a different barrel for a quieter job by afternoon. One serialized lower, a near-endless list of configurations, and almost nothing else on earth pulls that off. The recoil is so mild your spouse can run it, your teenager can run it, and everyone under your roof becomes capable with the same gun. A budget model shoots straighter than most people can even hold. Pricing covers a wide spread since this is a platform, not one product. Reliable rifles from reputable makers start under $500 now, while top-tier duty guns climb past $2,000. The catch? It runs a gas system that demands regular cleaning and lube, far fussier than a bolt gun or a pump. But here is my bottom line, and I want you to sit with it. Real survival is not hiding in the woods nibbling squirrels forever. That is just stressful camping. Real survival is defending what is yours, feeding the people counting on you, and adapting when everything changes by the hour. The AR-15 does all three better than anything else here, with the deepest supply chain on the planet behind it. That is why it wears the crown. So folks, there you have it. 7 guns that actually earn their place when the world stops being polite. But let me leave you with the truth that matters most. None of these guns mean a thing without the person behind them. The best rifle on earth is just an expensive paperweight. If you have never trained with it, never maintained it, never put in the reps until it feels like an extension of your own hands. Your skill, your fitness, your ability to stay calm when everyone around you is losing it, that is what truly keeps you and your family alive. These 7 are simply the finest tools to have in your grip when that moment arrives. Now I want to hear from you, because this is where it gets fun. If you could only grab one gun off this entire list and walk out the door right this second, which one are you reaching for? Drop it in the comments and tell me why. Because I read every single one, and I promise you the debate down there is going to be a good one. And if you think I got the ranking dead wrong, or there is a gun that absolutely should have made the cut, do not hold back. Let me have it. While you are down there, do me one favor. If this video gave you something real to think about, smash that like button, because it genuinely helps more prepared people find this channel. And if you are not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss what we put out next. Because we break down this kind of honest, no-nonsense gun talk every single week. And trust me, you do not want to be the person who misses the next one. Share this with someone you would actually want beside you when things go sideways. Stay sharp, stay ready, and I will catch you in the next one.